evening. First of all, thank you for coming today to the City of Brampton to receive our Honorable First Minister from the Northern Provincial Council. I know many of you to come here have come through good Canadian weather, so it's a pleasure that you have for you to be here today. So before we start our quick remarks, what's the two national anthems? So we will start, and I will pass it over to our singers.
Oh, Canada, land, true patriot love, in all thy sons common, qu'à ton bras se porter l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée de plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Protégera nos foyers et nos droits. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Varga nirandaram, varga Tamil moli, valiya valiyave. Vanamalanda malandid, vanmoli valiyave. கடல் வைப்பினும் தன் மனம் வீசி இசை கொண்டு வாழியவே. அங்கள் தமிழ் மொழி என்றென்றும் வாழியவே. சூழ்களில் நீங்க தமிழ் மொழியோங்க துலங்குக வையகமே. தொல்லை வினை தரு தொல்லை அகன்று சுடர்க தமிழ்நாடே. வாழ்க தமிழ் மொழி, வாழ்க தமிழ் மொழி, வாழ்க தமிழ் மொழியே. வானம் அறிந்ததனைத்து மறிந்திடும் வளர்மொழி வாழியவே. வானமறிந்ததனைத்து மறிந்திடும் வளர்மொழி வாழியவே. வளர்மொழி வாழியவே. வளர்மொழி வாழியவே.
Please sit down. Vanakkam and good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to recognize my colleagues who are here with me today, Councillor Miles, Councillor Bowman, Councillor Fortini, and Councillor Dillon. Also, thank you very much to the other dignitaries from the level of the government. I know we have federal MPs here, so thank you very much for being here tonight. Members of Council, members of the Tamil community, and Brantonians, I would like to welcome you to your City Hall. As Acting Mayor, I'm delighted to welcome His Excellency, Chief Minister for the Northern Province of Sri Lanka, and his delegation for his inaugural visit to Brampton. As many of you are aware, the Tamil community in Brampton and the Greater Toronto Area plays a very active role in politics, business, and charitable causes. They have shown hard work, perseverance in getting involved in initiatives that and really make a difference. As many of you are aware, the Northern Province is currently in the process of rebuilding itself after a long period of civil war and conflict. As the government, led by His Excellency, looks to rebuild in areas like infrastructure, healthcare, water, food, and education, the City of Brampton and our local businesses have a real opportunity to lend its expertise and leverage the networks of the Tamil community for a two-way, mutually beneficial economic and social development opportunity. In the upcoming weeks and months, the City of Brampton staff, specifically our staff from Economic Development, will be working with officials at the City of Vavuniya and the Government of the Northern Provincial to develop a framework and to look for opportunities of cooperation where it will be mutually beneficial. Staff will then bring a report to Council, at which time we will also explore the possibility of an economic or friendship agreement. Over the past weeks, there have been a number of discussions both at the community and city level, and I'm excited about the chance of growing our economic footprint. I know that my council colleagues would agree that any potential agreement should be structured around tangible and trackable deliverables, and not just for the sake of having an agreement. We recognize the importance of symbolic agreements, but we at the City of Brampton are looking towards real actionable items and mutually beneficial opportunities. Providing value both for our economies is extremely important. Tonight's event is to celebrate having the Chief Minister in Brampton. I know that he has had a busy day. He's met with federal MPs, he's met with the Premier, and we look forward to now for him to address the Brampton Tamil community and old friends from within the GTA. Please welcome His Excellency.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Martin Delieros, Regional Council and Acting Mayor, Members of Parliament, Honorable Councillors, distinguished guests, members of our delegation from Sri Lanka, my dear brothers and sisters. It is indeed a great privilege to be associated with all of you from this part of the globe. I have travelled far to be with all of you. At my age, travelling a long distance is quite a difficult. Country at the southern tip of India, often referred to as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean. The fact that a sister city relationship is possible between us, separated by at least a day of travelling by air, speaks well for the globalization that is taking place all around us. The world has shrunk in recent times. Often what takes place in one part of the globe has immediate effect on remote parts of the earth elsewhere. Sometimes I wonder whether the lives of everyone has been predestined in this planet Earth of ours. During our school days, we read about the American missionaries only 150 years earlier. Earlier means about 150 years from the time when we were in school, about 50, 60 years ago, had travelled by sea 6 months to reach in Jaffna, and took a further 6 months sea travel to return to Boston in America. That's how it used to be 150, 200 years ago. Canada was an unknown country to us except by name. We hardly knew much about the humanity here nor their activities except what we gathered from newspapers, radios and books. The 1983 riots in Sri Lanka has sent so many members of our Tamil communities to many parts of this world, Canada taking pride of place among us for accommodating the most among us. I have my relatives, my friends, students, former clients, and those who worked with me during my past in the judiciary and casual acquaintances here. I understand many people who emigrated to other countries in the aftermath of the 1983 riots had a common astrological prediction that they would emigrate around that period in 1983. the predictions had said to individuals parallelly that they would leave their places of birth for other countries at that time. It would be an interesting study to check on the veracity of this statement, which was uttered by many who emigrated from our country. In other words, destiny appears to have pre-planned to take our people to many parts of this globe, and all of you Tamils here are therefore God-selected individuals from among us, back home among us. So you are God-selected individuals who have been brought in here. I find Brampton, which is a suburban city in the Greater Toronto area, with a population of about 300,000, is Canada's 9th most populous municipality. The total population of Vavuniya, with whom we are having a sister city relationship, according to our statistical information 2016 Northern Provincial Council, is 1,90,848, almost 2 lakhs. I find Brampton is one of Canada's most culturally and linguistically diverse municipality, and is the home to a growing and dynamic Tamil community of approximately 20,000 residents who are actively engaged inter alia in commerce, politics and charitable activities. It speaks well for our dear Tamilian brothers and sisters who, despite their naturalization process which made them become Canadian citizens, they have not forgotten their heritage nor their culture and language. They have come forward through their local authority to strengthen existing economic and cultural ties, while at the same time encouraging commerce and the exchange of goods and services between Brampton in the Greater Toronto area and Vavuniya within the Northern Provincial area. We have agreed to come together to collaborate on sectors related to devolved subjects in post-war Northern Province, in keeping with the provisions of our 13th Amendment, which paved the way for the creation of provincial councils. The 13th Amendment identifies sectors falling within the purview of the provincial council, central government, and those concurrently used. So we have 3 types of powers: of the central government, of the provincial council, and those used concurrently. In the post-war situation in Sri Lanka, Tamils in Brampton have shown their desire and willingness to take part in rebuilding their erstwhile homeland and its people with their financial resources and with the help of their city of Brampton. I am sure the Brampton Tamils positively believe it would be mutually beneficial to both communities living in Brampton and in Vavuniya in the Northern Province to enter into such a sister city agreement. Your city was once known as the flower town of Canada, I am told, a title based on your large greenhouse industry. Today I understand Brampton's major economic sectors include advanced manufacturing, retail administration and logistics, information and communication technologies, food and beverages, life sciences and business services. There is no doubt our Vani people in Vavuniya could look forward to many cooperative activities with you, which would bring them many benefits. We could also envision a growing awareness and appreciation of each other's culture and way of life. We look forward to many other cooperative activities which will be of mutual benefit to our communities. We would soon identify areas of cooperation when our sister city committee meets to prepare a plan for the initial activities and exchanges. It is our desire to make it possible for Tamils and others in various parts of this globe to develop and improve the quality of living of their counterparts in the war-torn Northern Province. This has more than mere economic health in mind. That is something that we would like to stress here. There is a need for the haves of education, for the haves of economic well-being, for the haves of skills and capabilities to share their expertise, experiences and excellences with our less fortunate, war-affected humanity. Hence, this sister city arrangement. Let me explain herein very briefly our investment models. Currently, the Northern Provincial Council is working on developing 3 different types of investment models. One is by collaborating with private-public partnership, and second, in diaspora investment in collaboration with Northern Provincial Council. We have started on a mega project from a Middle East-based investor who will invest in the Vavuniya on fruit and vegetable cultivation for export markets. The diaspora investment-based garment factory is already operating in our province. The third model is a US-based IT-related diaspora institute to develop youth, young graduates, school leavers, and those in the government and private sector to acquire greater contemporary IT skills to contribute towards post-war reconstruction and development of our province. In fact, the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, is welcoming any attempt on our part to make Northern Province as the Silicon Valley of Sri Lanka. He mentioned that just about a month ago. We are very much committed to the full implementation of the UN post-2015 development agenda, consisting of 17 sustainable development goals and 169 indicators, which has been endorsed by our government. So the central government has endorsed, and we too have endorsed. From a macro standpoint particularly, the 16th goal is very much in consonance with our roadmap for war to peace transition envisaged for Northern Province over a 15-year timeline. That's from 2015 to 2030. It reads thus, that is the 16th goal: promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Now, this is indeed what we are interested in. Firstly, we need to reduce all forms of violence, especially after the 30-year-old war. It's time for us to get back to normality. The fact that 150,000 armed men belonging to a continual army stationed in the Northern Province necessarily lays the foundation for violence. They have taken over our lands, they have taken over our livelihoods, our businesses, our resources, and are a threat to the well-being of our war widows and others. Secondly, we need to promote the rule of law at the national and international level and ensure equal access to justice for all. But the continuation of the draconian Prevention of Terrorism Act does not ensure equal access to justice for all. An inclusive society cannot be built upon a counter-terrorism mindset and state security perspective. It has to be changed into people security. The administration must have a humane mindset and people security at heart. People's or human security perspective means rule of law at the local government level, provincial level, and national level to ensure human security in our country. Thirdly, we need to develop effective, accountable, and transparent institutions at all levels. While the government had been talking about missing persons being dead or possibly emigrated, the recent findings prove that accountability and transparency are lacking. Fourthly, ensuring responsive, inclusive participation and representative decision-making at all levels has been stressed. Politically, our Northern Provincial Council is being undermined by the central government at all levels. Projects are decided by the centre and foisted on us. In short, the provincial councils are thought of as an aberration that needs to be suffered by the government. That's our present predicament. Fifthly, promoting and enforcing non-discriminatory laws and policies for sustainable development is referred to. But discriminatory laws are still in place. Our political prisoners are still harassed and languish in jails. Thus, looking from a macro standpoint, I have not gone into any details. I'm just giving you the parameters of what is taking place there, how things are there politically. Thus, looking from a macro standpoint, I need to say that we have to improve ourselves as a country very much. It is vital that the government of Sri Lanka must be supported by the international community based on the principle of affirmative action to ensure a level playing field. Currently, a team of economic advisors and Northern Provincial Council officials are taking stock of the investment climate in terms of post-war Northern Province requirements, bearing in mind UN Global Compact principles and best practices, and UN post-2015 Development Agenda of Sustainable Development Goals, which I mentioned a little while ago. They include public utilities, infrastructure such as water, land availability, human resources, their capacity, the nature and type of post-war environment-friendly investment opportunities by sectors, etc. In fact, two of such officers, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Dhiranjan, have accompanied me on this visit. We are also currently addressing the policy development aspects relating to post-war economic and private sector development. Mr. Nimalan Karthikeyan is officially helping us in this direction. We are soon to have a one-day workshop headed by university professionals in the related field to collect and compile, the opinions, demands and interests of investors, both local and foreign. We might also have a joint workshop with sector professionals, and based on our deliberations, we intend preparing a diaspora investment model. Our delay in this direction, working out these economic initiatives so far, can be traced to administrative roadblocks, incapacity of officials, and many other allied reasons. Yet, we are striving hard to move forward nevertheless. Let me identify the issues of investment in our war-affected regions to give you an idea of what we face just now. Firstly, we suffer from inadequate capacities to implement and execute, particularly due to lack of technically qualified personnel and high-caliber management officials in the province. Secondly, lack of basic infrastructural facilities like water supply, electricity, proper drainage system, etc. Thirdly, our inability to create appropriate job opportunities with particular attention to be given to vulnerables, including children, widows, women-headed families, and the disabled. Rehabilitation of ex-combatants too need to be taken note of. We need projects to cater to the unemployed school leavers and unemployed graduates to encourage a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. Fourthly, our marketing facilities need to be identified, developed, and enhanced. Also, we need to introduce new technology and upgrade our skills and knowledge. I have proposed that our universities and others must research on the construction of low-cost houses which need to be built with local materials to deal with our housing shortages. The production sector too is in need of adequate inputs to make it more viable and efficient. We are also looking into the question of simplifying our procedures both at the level of local authorities and licensing authorities to set up one-stop centralized institutions to look into all aspects of investments to make it easier for the investors. It must be remembered that the TNA did not come forward to contest elections initially in the aftermath of the passing of the 13th Amendment and the Provincial Councils Act, saying the law was insufficient and innocuous. It is the same law that we are now working with. Lots of roadblocks are inherent in the system, but we are carrying on regardless, and limited success is perceivable. We expect the twinning programs and the sister city programs to have a positive impact on our performance despite the law. There are possible areas of industrial investments in the Vavuniya region which need to be examined. The Yalco, a network of cooperative societies, for example, though it is involved in milk processing, it lacks the governance capacity to compete with large companies coming from the south. Cooperation in this regard with foreign investment sources could go a long way in utilizing the milk produced in the region productively and profitably. Cooperative ventures need to be studied and helped to bring about economic resuscitation at the grassroots level. Currently, we have identified 2 areas in our province in cooperation with the central government for the establishment of economic zones in line with the concept of the existing successful facility in Dambulla. One such facility is earmarked in the Vavuniya district. Despite certain hiccup troubles, initially we expect to make progress in the new year, in this year. We have, as a Board of Ministers, decided to allow small and medium enterprises to flourish in the northern province rather than allow large factories and dubious industrialization. Ours is an agrarian and fisheries-based society. Industries should center around these sectors. We have given importance to tourism, but we are not interested in haphazard hotel and recreational investments which will spoil our environment and jeopardize our cultural ambience. We would insist that our investors do take their skilled and unskilled labor from our local population rather than bring them from outside. Where necessary, the investors must adequately train their labor. This would not apply to the management level officials, of course. We intend having strict controls on the selection of industrial sites. Recently we came across an investor who got permission to start a business in one area but preferred to shift his area of operation with the same documents a few kilometers to the south on the A32 highway without informing us. We have stopped his operations and now he would be called upon to apply afresh with regard to the earlier land even since his contract has lapsed. We have lots of difficulty from the presence of the Army and Navy on our lands. You might say why I should mention all these things with regard to the Army and Navy, which is a negative aspect of our life there, but we would like to give you exactly the present state of affairs. And despite it, I'm sure you will find the ways and means of cooperating with us. We have taken over swaths, they have taken over swaths of land both inland and on the seashore in the northern province, putting those areas to income generating businesses, depriving our people of their lands and income. The Army is doing business, taking over lands, using the produce, doing businesses of various types. So the income generating businesses are depriving our people of their lands and income. There is a wrong perception among the military that lands captured from the Tamil militants belongs to them. I have questioned the soundness of their argument. The war was not with a foreign country. While the war was going on, the writ of the central government did extend into the areas of war in that the government and provincial officials continued their official functions under the central government. Hence the military has only put out an insurrection and therefore they must return to their camps and then to their permanent barracks after attending to the insurrection. Somehow large tracts of lands are still in the hands of the military. In order to improve tourism-related businesses, the military is a stumbling block. They are themselves running hotels and restaurants and they are occupying areas of tourist value. We are negotiating these matters with the powers that be, but progress is slow. Nevertheless, we would identify potential areas of tourist operation and persuade the armed forces to hand over those areas. In fact, they are at a snail pace giving small areas. Out of the 67,500, about 3,000 acres have been handed back. We still have about 64,500 acres to be given back to us. We are looking forward to areas of collaboration between your city council and our provincial council, most especially in identifying the needs of Vavuniya. I have instructed my strategic advisor to bring together our economic advisors, two of whom are here, with your officials and work out the details. I think that's the way by which we would be able to go forward, because it's useless signing a document and just for ceremonially say that we have come together. It must be implemented, and we intend doing just exactly that by getting the officials on both sides to work out the nuances of what needs to be done. Since the Sister City program is a pioneering initiative, we are keen to develop an effective business model which could be even replicated in other developed countries where significant diaspora populations exist. I am looking forward to a mutually beneficial and a healthy collaborative effort on the principles of partnership, which will bring sunshine into the lives of many in our war-ravaged province, more specifically at the Vavuniya district level. Let us not forget, even though Sri Lanka is a middle-income country, the northern province is below par and needs Philip to raise its standards. With the help of our government and your largesse and technical know-how, this should be possible within a short period of time. I very much look forward to the growth of Canadian and Canadian diaspora investments soon in our areas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think certainly you've really outlined a roadmap for us to look into and have our staff work with your staff and see what they come back to council with. I would like certainly to invite now Amal on behalf of the Brampton Tamil community, who will say some words as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am standing in front of you as a proud Bramptonian, along with my fellow Brampton Tamil, as a responsible and compassionate city council, keep the Canadian values as its ideals, welcoming the honoring of a chief minister, and also working to establish a twin city agreement with the Vavuniya district. The Brampton City Council set an example for the rest of them. We thank each and every one of the members of the City Council for their support, hard work, and dedication. We are eagerly looking for the coming months to work even harder to finalize this agreement. As a first step of goodwill towards this agreement, the Brampton Tamils are proudly announcing the funding for the administrative and training center in Markulam, Vavuniya district for the use of spinal cord injury people in the north and east. The Uyirlai Spinal Cord Injury Association is carrying more than 200 such people in Jaffna, Kilnachi, Mullachevu, Vavuniya, Manna, Tringo, Batrikalo, and Ambari district. We are proud to fund a $45,000 project. The construction of the center is already underway. We are expect the completion soon. It is our honor to present this to our Chief Minister, His Excellency, C.V. Vigneswaran, to appreciate occasion. Thanks for his support and the present here. For present this on behalf of the Brampton Tamil Committee, I would like to welcome the Brampton Tamil board members to be here.
BTA board members, Tayo Sir Murai Munatua.
To wish to present the mentor to our Chief Minister, on behalf of the Brampton Tamils, I would like to invite Brampton Tamil Senior Association Vice President Thangaver and Brampton Tamil Association President Udayakumar on the stage.
Thank you very much, Amal, and that's great news. At this time, I think we would like to do an exchange of gifts. I'd like to invite my colleagues from council to come up here so we can exchange officially gifts on behalf of the City of Brampton with the Northern Provincial Council. So this is locally produced in the maple, yes. So this is local Canadian products, and hopefully then you can keep some of your memories. Thank you very much.
May I present on behalf of the Northern Provincial Council? Why don't you all come? Join us. That's the Northern Province.
Thank you very much. So just lastly, before we go for refreshments, I'd like to invite Shusi Rajan, who would come up, I believe, to say some words.
Vanakkam. I wish to consider that this is my honor for me to stand in front of you to express my appreciation to all those who worked hard to make this day a reality. Our Chief Minister of Northern Province of Sri Lanka, Honorable C.V. Vigneswaran, is among us, who thought that the person we respect and feeling proud of him would be here to initiate the Twin City Agreement with our great city, Brampton, and with Vavuniya. Thank you, Chief Minister, for being with us. I have no words to say thank you to the City of Brampton, the Honorable Mayor Linda Jeffrey, she couldn't able to attend today, Deputy Mayor Martin Medrios, who is sponsoring the event today, Councillors Jeff Bowman, Economic Development Committee Chair, Pat Fortini, Gurpreet Dillon, John Spore, Gail Miles. For accepting our humble request and works towards along the city officials and making this agreement possible. Thank you, our Federal Member of Parliament, Raj Grewal, Ruby Sahota, Sonia Sidhu, Gahan Sigan, Igra Harlik, and Garyananda Shankari, other delegates and other association representatives for your great presence. I would like to give a special thanks to Mayor's staff, Hashneet Singh, Jeena, Sri Raman, and others for making this event possible. I'm sure that our people in Brampton are feeling great towards this initiative and waiting to help our most unfortunate people in Vavuniya who faced the final battle, losing over more than 100,000 lives. I want to stress that those are our own people. Once again, I wish to conclude my vote of thanks by expressing our gratitude to everyone. We will continue to work hard towards humanity. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
And this concludes our ceremonies. And again, thank you for everyone who's come tonight, and especially through this challenging weather. But again, I'd like to emphasize on behalf of Council, especially to our residents of Brampton, this is your home as well. And this belongs to you as much as it belongs to us. And thank you very much. And thank you, First Minister. And I hope this is not the last time. We have a vibrant Tamil community, so we expect you to come back and pay us a visit. Thank you very much. The Brampton Tamil community would like to invite everyone downstairs to the atrium for refreshments. Thank you very much.
Vanakkam. My name is Gurpreet Dhillon. I'm a city councillor in the city of Brampton, and today the entire city welcomed to our city hall and our council chambers the Chief Minister of the Northern Province of Sri Lanka, and it's a great honor that he was here today. We have such a strong and vibrant Tamil community in Brampton and all over Canada as well. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that we come to an agreement, reach an agreement where we can become partners for trade and have Brampton be a sister city of one of the cities in the Northern Province. So again, it was a great honor for us, and I stand with the Tamil community shoulder to shoulder with all the issues going on back home. I understand all the problems there, and again, I stand with you. If I can be of any service, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will always be there to answer your call or your email, and any assistance I can provide, I definitely will. Vanakkam, Nandri.
Martin Meadows, I want to thank you for inviting Honorable Chief Minister of Northern Province, C. Vigneswaran, to Brampton. What was his visit all about?
Well, certainly, first of all, most importantly, was to come and visit the Brampton Tamil community. And certainly, as I've always stressed, Brampton City Hall belongs to the residents. And the residents, including the Brampton Tamil community, made the decision that they would like to receive him here in our city chambers. Coupled with that opportunity was the fact that we want to formalize a relationship that already exists between the Tamil community in Brampton with their back home. So basically the diaspora with their home roots, and nothing better than looking at signing an agreement. So I had the pleasure to present a motion that was passed at council to have staff to start working with staff from the Northern Provincial Council and develop a framework and an agreement to come back to council for final decision and final approval so that we can formalize the relationship. And it will be in areas such as economic development, cultural exchange, could be education. So it just, I'm really excited about it. But certainly today was really symbolic and important.
Thank you very much for helping the Tamil community, especially we come from a war-torn country which is trying to rebuild, and especially Vavuniya is a place which needs to be rebuilt, and thank you for it. And hopefully the sister city agreement will only benefit Brampton as well as the city of Vavuniya.
And that's exactly it. I think, first of all, it is an agreement that hopefully will be mutual beneficial, that both of us will have the opportunity, that residents of Brampton and residents of the Northern Provincial Council, that they will also benefit from this type of agreement. And I think also, more importantly, is really to symbolize and formalize the relationship and the valuable contribution that the Brampton Tamil community has made to the city of Brampton. Certainly we are blessed, and and we know that they're an ever-growing population, and we look forward to, and we hope that we find leaders from the community that come forth, and hopefully the next term of council and future councils will have a member of the Tamil community.
For sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Appreciate it.